So today I want to look at Sagat, and so I have a few videos, again, taken from the same YouTube channel that I've been using for a while now, which is a really nice one called AVC. I highly recommend checking them out. Constant uploads every day, Street Fighter 5. Always like looking at good matches, good players, but it's like not always the same good player. So I think most of the ones that I'm looking at today are, or maybe they're all Bonchan, but they're not always the same top player. Like there's oftentimes very different stuff too. Oh dang, there's a cat. So, like I said, today I want to look at Sagat. Sagat is a character that it's sort of hard for me to know where he stands in the tiers and in matchups. To me, he seems like a good character. On the other hand, super strong players like Bonchan has said that they're probably not going to use the character when it comes to tournament play, and in fact have not very often used the character in tournament play in Season 2 and Season 3. Now in Season 4 he's a little bit better, they improved him slightly, but still I heard that Bonchan said that he's not going to play the character in tournament very much. So I don't know, like I said, it's hard for me to know like where the character really stands. I feel like he has a lot of strengths, and yet at the same time players say that they don't want to play him. Like it's not like when people say that in previous seasons that Alex was weak. I get it. I see where they're coming from. When they say that Claw was weak, I get it. I totally understand those things. There are certainly characters, Zangief, for example, there are certainly characters that I think were weak or that are weak. I don't want to make it come off like I'm always trying to upplay characters, but Sagat specifically seems like he's a character that like should be pretty good to me. Maybe I'm wrong about that. So I want to take a look at some matches from Bonchan Sagat. We're going to take a look at this match versus a Ryu player, BB21, who's very high ranked. We're going to take a look at match versus Nishikin's Blanka, which is super cool. I haven't looked at any of these in advance, by the way. We're also going to take a look at a Chun-Li matchup and a Kolin matchup. Again, let's see how that stuff goes. Let me know if anything is too loud or too weird. Oh, I guess before I do start, I should talk about the matchup a little bit, my understanding of it. My playing of Sagat, so I play Sagat a little bit on the side. My understanding of it is that I feel that he does pretty well in this matchup. That may be different in Season 4 when Ryu has faster and slower fireballs. So now the fireball game is a little bit more something you need to respect out of Ryu. I also wouldn't be surprised if the fact that Denki Kick starts up faster and could combo a little bit more easily could be important in this matchup. Just thinking about buttons that Ryu has that can maybe like counter poke against Sagat buttons. I don't know. I guess we'll see how it plays out. I haven't seen it in Season 4 yet. Take a look. Yeah, okay. Well, just immediately there's a lot of fire. Okay, so maybe that is how this goes now. But this range right here is a range that I feel that Sagat controls in most matchups. So in Street Fighter 5, right, his fireballs are probably better. He has better normals. At the same time, I felt that there were many more characters who could challenge, like right here. But in this game, I don't feel that that's really quite the case. I feel that there are fewer characters who can credibly challenge right there. I mean, his movement's not as good as it was in Street Fighter 5, but again, it's a different game. So in the context of this game, where normals tend to be a little smaller, right? There's some exceptions to that, of course, but they tend to be a little bit smaller. I feel that about this range is actually pretty good for Sagat, because he can attack here. He's not going to get a lot of damage out of things like medium kick, but they're good buttons. Fierce, I mean, they're good buttons. We'll see. I think it's a good spot. Oh, he tried to get through. That would have been sick. Yeah, Ryu getting knocked down on crouching characters consistently like that is a nice buff for him. He's definitely better. Wow, wake up grab. That's the spot. Oh no, that's not the right spot. I'm surprised. Okay, so that's something that Bonchan does a lot. I see him, well, in other Sagats too, I see them using V-reversal in that kind of way to sort of maintain offense. It's not a novel idea. People have been doing that the whole time in Street Fighter 5, but for a sort of primarily defensive character to use V reversal offensively like that, I like it a lot because the character doesn't have many ways to create offense for himself. So and if you get knocked down, you have a DP, I guess, but you're not in a great spot in general. So he oftentimes prioritizes giving up V meter in order to maintain control of the corner. Even though he didn't get a good knockdown here, it's not like a great situation for himself. He still has more or less control. He's still in that range I was talking about that I think is good for his character. So I like this a lot. There you go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, he shimmied with Sagat. Wow. What a genius. Okay, all right. So all of that offense happened because he did the V reversal to get the knockdown on the fireball. I like it. I like it a lot. I really feel that, by the way, that's one of the best V reversals in the game. It knocks down well. It goes far. It has good range. It doesn't have like some weird misses, crouching people kind of hitbox. So he doesn't have some tools to knock the opponent's full screen like he has in previous games. Doesn't like throw doesn't really work the same way, like that kind of stuff. But V reversal really does a good job of that. Dang, he swept right there. He's so gutsy, man. Yeah, that's a little bit scarier of a spot where his crouching strong connects like that. Ryu definitely has more to say. Wow, he got ahead of himself. Ooh, my God, he's so good. And now it's so much control for him, and he still has that V reversal, by the way. Did he press the button? Oh my God. So, like I said, I think that Sagat's pretty good. On the other hand, Bonchan is definitely one of the best players in the world, and has been for quite a while, right? Across the last 2 Street Fighter games. So, when you look at how he uses the character, he does things that I'm not sure are like the character, if that makes sense. Things like pressing buttons in a couple of awkward situations right there. He woke up with back grab one time. I mean, he gets right on quick rise, and he woke up with back grab. Like there are those little challenges that he does that are not the character. He could have done that with like Karen or whoever, Nash, and it would have worked much the same way. But I'm trying to look, rather than at like those individual, this is something I've said a lot, rather than looking at those individual mix-ups and choices, I want to know more about what the sort of character's options are, and those are two different things. So you kind of glean that, what the options are, by seeing what players do, but you can't take every decision that a player does as being like from the character, of course. Many of those things are just, they would have just happened regardless. And Bonchan consistently makes the right choices. It's crazy. I mean, see him walk right there? I'm telling you, that button's so good. Medium kick. Although I did start this match out by saying that I thought that Sagat had the advantage. And maybe that's true. Okay, wow, and he even jumped over a fireball. Dang. You know, I feel like Ryu has to kind of go fast to take this. You're not gonna play the slow game against Bonchan. Maybe not against Sagat, but against Bonchan, you're definitely not gonna get that. Look at how he inches forward. Look at these little things. Okay, that was a really good crouching strong. Because there's been a lot over the last half round of these little tiny steps forward. I think it starts about here. Yeah. See how, yeah, the little steps forward. Those steps don't look like a lot. Like graphically, that's not a lot of movement, but that puts him at like exactly the right spot for down medium kick. He knows exactly where that is, and he's willing to move forward just a little bit for it, because that's like I said before, Sagat's buttons, I mean, they're lacking in some ways, but they have better range than almost anybody, right? There's some exceptions, but most characters he has better range than. So walking forward, crouching medium kick, that attacks at a range where Ryu, what could Ryu do? Sweep maybe? You know, stand roundhouse? I don't know, like these are not great choices. Stand roundhouse would whiff over a croucher, sweep would be punished. Like they're not great choices. So that little walk forward is something that I think many people would be hesitant to do, would feel a little scary to do, but Bonchan knows the ranges so well. Yeah, again, he tries. So that's why I said that crouching strong from BB was so important. To try to shut down Bonchan's approach. Alright. Oh, that sucks. Just backdash. So, okay, look. There is a school of thought that I think I caught into, that V-Trigger 1 is oftentimes better for Sagat. I wouldn't say every time. I definitely think there are matchups where you want to have the armor. But I really like having 3 bars of V-Reversal. Like I mentioned before, I think that V-Reversal is so good. So it's not like the way that Bonchan used it here, he went right back to being able to build V-meter, right? Like he didn't hold on to it. He wasn't trying to look for it into big damage. Well, he did try to get a combo, right? But it didn't work out. That, I think, is not that big of a deal to him. Because I think the bigger deal is, do you have V-Reversal as a way to get through things? Like, all these buttons, if you look where the hitbox hits against Ryu on a lot of these buttons, it's like exactly at the right spot. Got him. Man. It's like a fortress down there. I find myself thinking about what Ryu should do against Sagat now. I came into this match thinking like, alright, what's Sagat gonna do about playing against Ryu? Even if I think he has the advantage, what's he gonna do? But it's not even like it. Like, look at these things. He's spacing Tiger Knees perfectly. And he's already shown that he was willing to jump over, so these fireballs from BB, you see that there are not that many of them? That's part of why. That's probably supposed to have been uppercut. Screwed it up. But you can really tell by the way Bonchan was playing it, he was looking for a jump there. Okay. Took the risk on it. Yeah, he's gotten... Bonchan actually in the last half round has been not very buttonsy. He's allowed BB to move in a better way than he had before. Yeah, here you go. Activate probably. Oh no! Well, he definitely didn't want that. He wanted the combo, but it just didn't work. Yeah, that's it. No? You didn't spend bar? Okay. I was like, man, this dude didn't spend EX bar. I'd like to see a little bit more activity on Bonchan's side. We saw a lot of patience, which is good, but it can't only be patience. And it wasn't what he was doing before either. Yeah. So willing to spend those 2 bars. I think that's kind of expensive, but I guess the character doesn't often get those big damage opportunities, does he? So take it while you can. He's challenging more. I love, okay! He's just waiting to block something that has enough, that really, he recovered in time again. Because I really think that's what Bonchan was looking for. He was looking to block something that had enough block stop to V-Reversal freely. Almost super. Oh boy, BB's in. Dang, he did fireball right there. He's taking big risks. Okay, okay. But I guess maybe you have to. I guess maybe you have to. I really like his movement right now though. I think he's moving well. Pressing buttons at good ranges. He's not over relying on fireballs. Talking about BB. I'd like to see more of that from Bonchan. Remember, he did jump over a fireball into big damage once, but that hasn't really caught BB off too much. Okay! That could have been a lot worse for Sagat. Okay, yeah. That's something you gotta do. Look at that damage, man. That was meterless, by the way. And now we have a situation... Okay. Just about to talk about Bonchan having the corner again, but no. I don't think that was what he wanted. I'm not sure what it even was. But now he has trigger. I don't know if he's gonna use it. Do you think he'll use it, or is he gonna save it for view reversals? Okay, there it is. Oh boy. Okay, that's it. Dang. I mean, that's an expensive way to win at the end, but you gotta do what you gotta do. That was really good, though. I really like the fireball activate. Yeah, that was so good. Because he hadn't even been throwing fireballs, right? Okay, he had. Okay. So do you think he's looking specifically for the dash? I feel like he must have been. Because he threw a fireball when he had trigger, and he didn't activate. But he threw the fireball. I feel like he saw Ryu dash and activated. Like, that is a Sagat tool, right? That's one of these things where it's like hard to separate the player from the character to some degree, because that's a Sagat tool. Fireball, activate, continue the combo. He's not the only one who can do that, but that's something he can do. But to be able to do that and confirm that the opponent has been hit, basically has dashed, and then activate, that's okay. Legit.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, he's really good with the Tiger knee spacings. I know when Sagat first came out, people were not happy that it was harder to make those safe, but he's found the spot a lot. Just the more you play, the more you understand where that is. Oh boy, his defensive choices are not great right now. Yeah, just hang out. Dang, oh really? Is that safe there? I feel like we should be able to do something. Danky kick maybe? I don't know. Cause that got sped up. You know, I'm a little surprised to see him hold on to that trigger in the way he did. Wow, okay, now everything changes. Oh, you know he wants to see something big. He's trying to confirm into that trigger for sure. Sweep? Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, he's got super on the next one. Okay. EX. Well, next combo will be for the stun, I guess, in the round. And again, the set. Wow. That all started. So I was talking about how BB had really good corner pressure. Let's just go back. Right, this is good corner pressure. Sagat was trying to get out. Can I jump? Can I press a button? Right, what am I supposed to do? None of that stuff was really working. I mean, he wasn't getting mauled, I guess, but it wasn't working out great for him. Yeah, tried to jump. But then he gets in there. I don't know how did he even move forward? He just dashed? Wow, he just walked. He literally walked after that strong. And now everything totally changed. Again, is this Sagat or is this Bonchan? It's hard to tell a little bit. These are Sagat's options. There's the character doing it, but how easy are these things to do is the better question. And then this is just really good ending mix-ups right there. That's it. It's first to two. Again, I really like AVC, man. Look at the see the 2 up there. See it shining when he wins this. Look at that guy. Nice work. Overlays here. I really recommend subscribing to the AVC YouTube channel. It's a really good one. So in that set, like, what do you take away from it when it comes to Sagat the character? Obviously, a lot of the choices were amazing by Bonchan. Not everything was perfect. Some of his defense was kind of overcome by BB at times. It's to be expected. He's very strong too. So you know you kind of got to separate, or try to anyway, Bonchan from Sagat. He was using Sagat, so all those things were things that Sagat can do. And if you take the reckoning of tiers in the way that I have at least been told that top Japanese players do it, which is just it's a proof in the pudding kind of thing, where it's less theoretical than we do. They look at just how the character is doing. Is the character winning a lot? And that necessarily entails who's using the character, right? You can't separate those two. So that's why they have Birdie rated so high. Fudo's using Birdie. Trashbox has been the #1 online player forever with Birdie. That's why they have Zangief so high. Itabashi Zangief and other Zangiefs, by the way, are doing really well with the character. So like it's not just that they think the character is good. Is the character actually doing good? Just a different way of looking at it. So in that sort of mindset, I feel like you have to rate Sagat highly, but they still don't. I don't know. I find it a little confusing. I really like the button choices from Bonchan out of Sagat in this matchup. They seemed useful. The buttons seemed really useful. That range I was talking about, which is, let's just go like right back to it. It was like right at the very start. This range is clearly useful. Yeah, it was like instant. Yeah, just like right here. Like even though so Ryu can throw fireballs, but he can get crushed by Fierce and Crouching Fierce. And Sagat can throw fireballs probably more credibly. Medium kick just interrupts. Like this is a range that I feel Sagat really controls. So this is not just the player Bonchan. That's the character also. That's cool. That sweep seems safe. Really though, you can't punish that with Danky kick? Huh. Yeah, more of a tournament tier list, I guess, is a way to look at it. I'm looking it up online now to see how punishable sweep is. Like, I'm sure by frames you should be able to work. Just a question of whether reused tools get there in time. I guess BB would know, right? You would think. Oh, this hasn't been updated. Bummer. Oh, I gotta do the whole logging in thing. Whatever. Let's move on. So after this one, I wanted to take a look at. Let's go. So I have Blanka, I have Chun-Li, and I have Kolin to take a look at next. First, they're all Bonchan Sagat, by the way. Light punch DP, huh? To punish max range Karen sweep. All right, I've signed in, so let's see what Ryu's Light Donkey is now, because they sped it up 10 frames. I feel like that should be maybe it just doesn't have the range. I mean, the light one doesn't move forward very far. I don't know. I'd have to test that interaction out, but I assume BB knows what he's doing. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. I guess it'll be Nishkin. I'm not going to tell you I've ever played against a strong Blanka as Sagat. I still think that character is very strong, Blanka, but like not commonly used. He's not a common character. But I do think that he's good. And I can imagine, although I haven't played it, or even really seen it, that I can recall, I can imagine that this is a tough matchup for Sagat. Although I think that Sagat is pretty good, I definitely think he gets stomped by some characters. So it would not be... I would not want to use the character only by himself in tournaments. I don't know how stable that would be. It doesn't seem very stable to me. But this is a matchup that I can imagine is tough for him. Blanka just has... He has so much movement. So much movement. I guess, I mean, thinking about it, maybe more... Probably Sagat can punish Blanka Ball with DP or with Kara Uppercut. Right, you probably do that, but even still, like, there are just a bunch of ways over and under fireballs for Blanka. Yeah. Let me put a link to the YouTube channel right here. Like I said, this is definitely one to follow. And I'm using two today. I'm using this one and Carozo, so I'll put up links to both. So the first one that I'm going to be putting here is AVC. Bam. And then the second one is going to be Carozo. And I personally feel that these are the two best Street Fighter V upload channels. Just for the pure matches. Like, there are some other ones that I think do a good job of sort of like finding the best moments, you know, or breaking things down. There's some other good channels for that. But just the pure matches, these are my two favorites. And they're so consistent. Whoever's doing them is uploading multiple times per day. It's really good. So yeah, check it out. Anyway, let's watch Bonchan versus Nishkin.
Round one. Fight.
Yeah, that's dangerous, dude. So as I was mentioning before, I feel that Sagat's buttons outrange many characters' buttons in this game. Blanka's Crouching Fierce is probably not one of them. That's probably a range where Sagat has to be more concerned about throwing fireballs because of Crouching Fierce's range. I'm sure you have to be worried about throwing fireballs against Slide, right? Probably got to be thinking about the command hop, right? There's just a bunch of different tools that Blanka has. Rainbow Ball. But I don't know, like I said, I've never really seen it, so I'm open to being convinced either way. Dang, regular jumping is not working out for Nishkin right now. Dang it, did! Just as I was ripping on him for it, shout out to him. He's been one of the best Blanka players ever since SF4. I don't know his history before that, but from early SF4, he was one of the best Blankas. Activate. Oh, I was just gonna talk about it, man. The cross-up comes. That cross-up's so good. He crouches, nice one. Okay. Yeah, so this is a match, as I was mentioning before, that I feel that... Oh, did he get under? Just watch, I'll talk about it later. That's it. No, that you didn't kill him? Oh, maybe he cannot punish then. No. No. Oh, boy. Let's move back here a little bit. So this... The cross-up, right? The cross-up setup. Yeah, there you go. Crouches it this time instead. Nice. No punish out of it, though. And then, like, I feel like this was, like, almost death twice for Bonchan. That's really good range. Look at this range that Nishiki was keeping. That P could have died right there. This... That, like, didn't hit. It just didn't have the range? Is that what it was? Let's go back. It's like E. E is one frame. I feel like his foot just whiffed. Alright, single frame. Let's go. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, what a heartbreaker, man. That was just there. So Blanka's hurt box is smaller maybe than I expected. I don't know. That looks a little weird to me, but there you go. It didn't hit. Yeah, Blanka's always had a weird hitbox, right? Since forever. Alright, that's the first time we see Rainbow Ball. I thought that we were going to see a lot of that. Look how cautious Bonchan is. He's so concerned about throwing fireballs. Even at that range. Well, that was perfect. That was super legit. But man, the movement of this character. I'm telling you, I really think Blanka's good. I don't know why. First of all, I feel like he got over buffed in Season 4. Dang! Bonchan's so good, dude. Like, all of his little spacings and whiff punishes are so good. Why? Out of the sky? Yeah, that's it. That's it. There was some really nice little spacing text by Bonchan in that round. Let's go back a little bit if we can find this. Where he outranges, I think it was before this. Where he outranges Slide. Maybe it was after. I guess it must have been after because he dealt more damage. That's it. Look at that. That's gorgeous. And then, look, Blanka, his movement's so strong. Alright, come on. Wow, maybe he didn't think the defense was working out. Look at this offense now. Yeah, big punish. Okay, that sucks. Could have spent bar on it to make it happen for sure. Dang, he tried to uppercut. You can even see him jump, or crouch. Like, you can literally see... Oh, it was Fierce. He's starting up a crouching Fierce. He just screwed up. That was a really good catch on the other side, though. Okay, that should be it. Yeah. But I feel like a lot of this game, a lot of this match so far, has been Blanka setting the tone. And that makes sense to me. I mean, as I was saying before the match started, although I don't really have experience in this matchup, and I don't think I've ever seen it at a high level either, like either watching or playing, I don't think I have experience. But I can imagine it being a tough one for Sagat. And I feel that typically, if the opponent character gets to set the tone, gets to set the pace, spacing, sort of they get to decide in a large sense where the characters are standing and what they're doing, then that's typically that character's win. And that so far, even though it hasn't been a blow up, like it's a pretty close match and Bonchan just took a round. It seems to me that Blanka mostly sets the tone, or at least that Nishiki does versus Bonchan. Right? Again, it's not easy to always separate between character and player. What a sweep! But it's a perfect. This is a perfect like moment, like what I was talking about, where Bonchan is not doing anything, and he's not doing anything because he's concerned, right? What if Nishiki does jump? What if he does Rainbow Ball? What if he does a slide? What if he does Crouching Fierce and crushes a fireball? What if any of that stuff happens? So he's not doing anything. Now he's an excellent player, so he's looking specifically for the whiff punish. But that's him. He doesn't have control in that situation. He's just hoping that Blanka does something that he can whiff punish or otherwise take advantage of. And that's not really a strong position. He's making the best out of a weaker position, I guess is maybe what I'm trying to say. What a cool anti-air medium kick. But you know, you gotta respect Nishikin. He is always moving. He's like, even though he's been anti-aired 1,000 times, he's not giving up. Whew! He's willing to take risks on slide. Look at this. Love it. Okay, yeah, maybe got ahead of himself. But you gotta worry about that V-trigger too. From Nishikin. He whiff punished it with Dragon Punch? Oh my god. What a genius. Okay, alright. Alright. Did you guys see this? So, in this, I was just talking about the V-trigger, right? Because it's a dangerous V-trigger that Blanka has. V-trigger 2 is scary. There's mix-ups out of it. There's big damage and stun out of it. It's a good V-trigger. So you know that in this situation, Nishikin needs to activate. Like, that's his ticket to taking this round, is to get a good activation into a good mix-up, right? And at that point, he's 1 or 2 hits away from taking the round. It's very close. So Bonchan knows this, and he gets the most out of the situation. Like, he whiff punished it with the DP. I can't believe it. And then in this situation, Blanka can keep it going, right? He could have done another ball out of that. You can obviously have, after a Blanka ball, V-trigger 2 lets you do another air Blanka ball. That's the cool thing about it. So Nishikin is hoping that Bonchan is looking to block another Blanka ball, or otherwise deal with it. And kind of hoping to take advantage of that by not having to spend part of his V-trigger 2 in order to do that. Bonchan just knows he's not going to do the extra follow-up. Man, that's... what a good player. and even thinking about it, like, how much life... okay, so he had about 55%. Like, really, Blanka can melt your life bar in V-trigger 2. Like, he's 2 mix-ups away from getting a stun. If this had been a ball follow-up for the knockdown, and then he gets the 2 right mix-ups, he takes the game. Takes the round, at least. Dang. What a good player. Okay. What was Bonchan looking for with the roundhouse, I wonder? Yeah, that's good. Oh, he tried to slide, but the range was not there. He's playing offense in this match. Like, he's so ready for everything. And again, this is all Sagat doing it, but it's clearly Bonchan making the decisions that are like extra good, like unusually good. Oh, do you think Nishikin at the end of that last round was trying to punish a V reversal? That's very interesting. Okay, that would have been sick if so. Jumping in a lot now. Damn, cross cut and everything. So now there's another situation where V-trigger's ready to activate. Is he gonna kill on this? No. Would have been was close, but I mean, so it's just like the last round where you know that Nishikin needs to get a V reversal, or sorry, a V-trigger comeback. Like, that's his hope right now, is to get a V-trigger. And so, as a result, here's Bonchan knowing exactly what's up. He backdashes perfectly, he neutral jumps perfectly, he's out of there. Like, he's so strong at knowing what his opponent's next best move would be and neutralizing it. Look at that. But as I was saying, many of the things that he's doing are not really from positions of strength. So if you're a Blanka player in this matchup, and Sagat is just waiting for you to move, I think that it might feel like Sagat is in the advantaged position because he can wait for you, right? That's the feeling of it if you're trying to get in on somebody who's as strong as Bonchan is with a character like Sagat. But I think the reality is that he's waiting because he's worried, right? It's not that he's waiting because he is the big fortress and anything you do, he's just going to be able to neutralize. It's because he knows that you have so many options to get in. He knows you have so many options to counter poke him that he's concerned enough to stay patient. That's why. So, although it can be frustrating for Blanka or Nishiki and whoever, I think that's an important realization. Okay, this time it worked. Again, you gotta respect him for continuing to jump. Oh, this is big. It's pretty legit. Ah. Oh boy. That's pretty legit too. That was meterless. Oh yeah, that's a big one. Activate, yeah, for sure. Aye. That's the danger. V-Trigger 2 is so strong. Blanka's just good mix-ups, good movement. So it's the final round. Like I said, I haven't watched this. I don't know who wins. Okay. How many times in this whole set did that interaction happen? I think 0. Right? I think this is the first time that we saw Bonchan throw a fireball from a million miles away. He hasn't thrown a fireball from here. No way. He hasn't even thrown many fireballs, like, at all. And Nishikin hasn't done heavy rainbow ball from across the screen. I think this is the first time. That's unfortunate for Bonchan. I don't know why he did the far tiger shot. I don't know what it was he was looking for. What was the intention there? I'm not sure. Yeah, here's the reversal. As we were saying before, that's something that Bonchan really likes to do. Try to maintain control, it didn't work. Ooh, the big whiff. What a ready player. It's much scramblier, isn't it? Bonchan is kind of in trouble. Yeah. And I think that Nishikin's trying to take advantage of that by moving as much as he is. Oh, he thought he would get viewed. Wow, not punished. And he does spend it, indeed. Okay. It's not gonna kill. Not too far, though. But now you gotta... Got him? Okay. Oh! that trigger's so crazy. Ugh. I don't know, man. In retrospect, like, was this a good idea from Bonchan? Was doing all this a good idea? I just don't know. I kind of feel that this put Bonchan in a disadvantaged position because that's the spot. Maybe not right there, maybe a little closer, but that's the spot where I feel that he's been. I mean, it's not struggling. He's been doing a great job at it, but where it doesn't seem like he feels strong. That doesn't seem like it feels to him as a strong position. So I'm surprised that he did the super, because it wasn't gonna kill. I felt like that was pretty clear. And it left him in a spot that was not as strong as if he had done some other ender, right? You could have ended up closer, which is maybe not ideal. There's a EX move on the side of Nishikin there available. But I feel like would have been, I don't know, stronger than this. Or end with the opponent really far. I don't know. I feel like it's not the best idea. I think, yeah, he could have DP'd. I mean, I don't know if he could have DP'd right there, but he could have DP'd on this? Sure. Sure. Even if it had traded, he would have won, right? So that was it. That was just that was the one time I feel in this set that we didn't see Bonchan ready. He was ready for like everything else. That man punished a slide on whiff with uppercut. He was ready, but right there, he wasn't ready. He wasn't quite ready. So that was like the one mistake. Here though, if you DP here, you're gonna whiff. God, that's a cross up. How cheap. Dang. And so if that had been, if Bonchan had ducked here, slightly, if he ducks right here, then this ball goes over him. But Nishikin, and could have been punished, right? That could have been the round also. So Nishikin's taking a bet that Bonchan is going to keep standing up. Ah, the classic. Man, I've been talking up this channel and they're using Undertale music. Nice work. Nice work over there. I just want to let this run out now. Alright. Nice work. So thinking back to Sagat versus Blanka, my initial feeling was that it would have been tough for Sagat. And I think it looks that way. I think it looks that way after seeing Sagat versus Bonchan versus Nishikin. Two of the best players in the world with their character. Maybe the best Sagat and the best Blanka, right? These might be the two best. After watching them play, although clearly Sagat can do stuff about many of Blanka's options, right? It doesn't feel to me that he's completely out of it. Like, there's some matches where I think Sagat sucks. I think Nakali is really hard, for example. But there are some matchups where I think he's like probably on the weaker side. It's probably not a win for him. He might lose, but he still does stuff, right? He still has options. This is a match where I think is like that. So if you are like a Bonchan level player, and you're ready for almost everything, then I could see this matchup being okay. If you're not that level, I don't know. I feel like that might be tough. Because it just seems so often in this matchup that that Sagat was waiting, that Bonchan was waiting. And even when he predicted things, I mean, think back to that super amazing punish on the slide with uppercut. If you're other characters and you're that ready, right? If you're that ready, you know, you get bigger damage punishes than that. Right? Imagine he had Karen there and he has an EX ready and he has crouching medium kick, just frame Tenko, like that's big damage. So you know, I think you see where Sagat is like okay, but like not as strong. I don't know. We'll have to see more of that. Both characters got a little better. Well, Sagat got a little better in season 4. Blanka got buffed. He is a buff character. I feel in this season, I'm worried about this dude. This character I think is good. I thought he was good in season 3, and then they buffed him. Not a little bit. They buffed him. All right, well, keep an eye on Blanka. So I also have a match. I've been watching AVC YouTube. I'm now gonna jump to Karozzo, Karozzo, and we're gonna take a look at
Round 1.
Bing. At this Chun-Li player. Now, I really like AVC because I like that they put up the scores on the top of things. That's not what Karozzo does, but there's still really, really good matches like almost all the time. So I really recommend giving them a follow as well. And I put the link in the chat earlier. And on YouTube, I'll definitely have it in the YouTube video description. So thinking about this matchup, I guess I feel like this could be a matchup that's tough for Sagat. I don't think that I've seen it at a high level very often. Maybe I've seen like MOV play it a couple of times. That was in season 3. And both characters have been slightly improved. Interestingly, I wonder how Chun-Li's new V-skill attack is gonna come into play here. I'm not sure there are many matchups where I think that's like a good way to get in. Like it's really cool in combos. That's for sure. But is it a good way to get in? I'm not sure. In this matchup, the over low tiger shot? I wonder. She's got down strong, right? To get underneath. I imagine that goes under low tigers. I don't think I've seen it. Like, I don't recall seeing this matchup very well. But I think that should work. We'll see. I feel like Stand Fierce could be a problem for Sagat. You know, she got her own fireball. I guess we'll see. I don't really know. It does? Yeah, okay. That's what I would imagine. Dang, she just legit Chun-Li jumped over that. Look at the damage all of a sudden. Okay. Dang, this is that. There's a Stand Fierce. Yo, and a jump again. The offense is crazy right now. Aye, there were some big misses. Like, I can't imagine. Was this supposed to cross up? No way, right? No way. I don't think that he wanted us to cross up. I don't know, though. And that was definitely supposed to hit. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know what you do right now as Sagat. What was this from Chun? Is this V-skill? No, that's not. It's just ducking. But like, I don't know what you do right now. How do you attack back? You can't take the risk of getting hit by anything. Do you just build meter maybe? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he did. It was just, yeah, just same thing, right? Just build meter. This looks pretty tough, I'm gonna be honest. He didn't spend EX, he often does there. I love the EX. Okay, well, I'm not sure if that was good. Like, it had the intended effect of getting the knockdown, but I love this EX wake up. Because this is the first time that Sagat, in the whole game so far, it's a round and a quarter of a round or whatever. The first time that Bonchan hasn't been, like, on his ass. This is the first time that Bonchan's actually had a chance to pressure rather than just being in a bad spot the whole time. So I love this wake up. This is really smart. Oh yeah, this looks hard. Like I don't feel that Chun-Li should be able to. Okay, so important. And I don't feel like she should be able to jump in freely. I feel like that's a big bet because it's a floaty jump. But other than that, like these tools are clearly good. Okay, yeah, I like this. I kind of criticized Bonchan for spending the super last time when it wasn't sure if it was gonna kill. Yeah, I wasn't sure it would kill this time either. But I like it because anything is gonna do it for him. He just has to be worried about slide activate maybe. Dude! Oh, what was that? Was it? Did you think it was V-skill? Dang. That was so... I mean, as Chun... Was this forward jump? It was neutral jump, wasn't it? Yeah, it was neutral jump. Like, I understand that Kara Fierce Uppercut has good range, but... I don't know, buddy. I don't know. That was a... I don't think that needed to happen. Take a sip of this coffee. Turkish coffee is my favorite. Okay, if you can get that consistently, then I feel like the match opens up a little bit. But some of these fierces are almost crushes. They're almost there. Or almost whatever. You know what I mean. Oh yeah, was she still stuck? No, this could have been blocked or something, right? Yeah! What happened there? Was it supposed to have been EX Birdo? I don't know. Yeah, activate for sure. I like the V-Rev, that makes a lot of sense. But he does have to be concerned here. So yeah, as soon as he got into a range he was more concerned about, he then stopped pressing buttons, but here comes the Chun-Li player. Lee TKM39. It's a really legit player. Ooh, that was... No, that could have killed! He can just go for the chip kill, not anymore. Ugh! Ugh! Fierce, yes. Oh, Sagat's so worried. Bonchan's so worried. Ooh! Oh my god, this is such a bad spot for Sagat to be in. Oh my god. But at the same time, that's scary for Sagat, 100%. But that's also kind of scary for the Chun-Li player, don't you think? Don't you think this is like a just scary situation either way? Oh, first of all, that should have been it. Yeah, I feel like this is scary either way. Like, either one's dead on the next hit. Well, not literally the next hit, I guess. That stand short didn't do the trick. What a challenge. What a challenge. I'm really impressed by this Chun.
Round 2. Fight.
Okay, that's a good jump. That's a good jump. But you notice he didn't throw more fireballs. That's something that he likes to do. Oh, dang. 2 big jumps. But he didn't feel like he could do it, I guess. Dang, yo, 2 combos? Look at the damage. Okay, okay. Let's back it up a little bit. I want to see the damage this character dealt. He dished it. Look at this dude.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, alright. Okay, alright. Got about 35. Look at this. Dang. Okay. You don't see like a successful Sagat jump forward roundhouse into big damage all that often. But man, if he gets the right combo, that character's super damaging.
Final round. Fight.
More high tigers now. We saw that just, I think, starting in the last round. I don't think we saw it before, but now all of a sudden a lot. Ready for it this time. Crouching fear? Well, maybe that was supposed to have been another fireball. I don't know. Yeah, he was definitely ready for it. So Bonchan is getting ahead of himself because the last round he jumped in twice and it was really like that was why he won. But this round, you can tell the Chun-Li player is much more ready for it. Yeah, not her turn anymore. Okay, I like the movement right now from Bonchan. This makes sense. Safe. He's in that reversal like we were talking about, where he's just willing to give it up because he wants the knockdown in the corner. He doesn't need the trigger, he feels. Which makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, again, just like the Amazon River run, he knew that was coming. Love it. Oh, that should be... Oh, no! How many times? Is it 3 reversals to get the knockdowns in the corner? I think so. Oh, just don't overcommit, my dude. Just chill. Yeah, he's definitely just chilling out. Oh, no! Was that uppercut? I'm surprised. Isn't there projectile invincible version? Let's see. Let's just... I think that was... No, right? It was. That was the startup of uppercut. What's going on here? Oh, okay. Just... Anyway. Dang, he had 4 reversals used in this game. In this round. Wow. All the way back, huh? All the way back. Oh, that's the last one. Okay. Man, that was really... This is a really impressive showing by the Chun-Li player. Who is this? Lee TKM39? Rank whatever. But man, that was a really good player. I'm impressed. And that seemed harder than I thought it was gonna seem. Like when I was talking about it beforehand, and I felt like it might be tough for Sagat, but that looked actually hard. She just has her movement's good, right? She gets a fireball, which allows her to move in, stand fierce and stand strong, crouching strong, really good ways to get in. And she jumped quite a bit. Quite a bit, more than I would think. There is definitely recovery on Tiger Shot, but her jump is one of the floatier ones, and I'm a little surprised to see that it worked as often as it did. But yeah, that seems kind of tough. Anyway, okay. And it wasn't even like Bonchan was making bad decisions. Like he didn't like get caught out off guards or get lit up in some weird way. Like he did some good stuff. So yeah, that might be tough. All right. Well, that was impressive. Let's check out the last one that I wanted to look at today, which is Kolin. Mizuha Kolin. What do you think about this matchup? This is definitely not one that I've seen in season 4, or maybe even like I guess a couple of times in season 3 I saw it, but not many. And I don't think that I saw it from super high level players. I'm trying to think. I don't feel that I did. But just thinking about it again, I feel that it might be tough. She has great movement. She has projectile invincible stuff. Obviously, it's V-Trigger 2, which is one of the best in the game, and just ignores a lot of what Sagat wants to do, I bet. So that's probably hard. I bet her Stand Fierce is good. I bet her Hail is good. just as a way to get over. Right, like I mentioned, Nikali I think is tough for Sagat before because you can't really trade with his projectile in the way that you would most. It just comes at you. It's just there. So you can't like get rid of it with a tiger shot in the way that you would against and almost anybody else's projectile. All right. Well, let's see. Let's see. This is Mizuha. Kolin. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. Chill. Jump? No, it's... Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna go like this. I was like, oh my god, the dashing. I'm scared for Bonchan now. Ooh! Oh no. Oh, that's a big punish. Wow, what a gutsy tiger shot. Oh my god. Just brought it back. I can't believe it. That was such a good first half of the round. Yo, he might kill! Wow! Okay. This dude started out 1,000 miles an hour. Look at this. Yikes! As Sagat, like I can feel him clamping up, like ugh. Anti-air, of course. This is such a good start to the round. This is an amazing start. And then what went wrong? So that tech was important. That would have been maybe for the kill. I don't know. She kill if that stuns right there. I'm not sure. It's kind of marginal, I guess. But she has 1 bar, maybe. Maybe she had 2 bars. I don't know. In any case, it would have been really bad for Scott. And then what went wrong here? Okay, medium. This whiff, though, this is still bad. Yes. Ah, okay. If that had been comboed... Look, if that had just been into hands, honestly. If this punish goes into hands... Jab. If it hadn't been strong... I'm sorry, if that hadn't been jab. If that had been strong, that could have been the kill. That should have been it, for sure. So that was a screw up. Alright, fine. That was the big error. That was the big error. Was crouching strong. You just buffered it. Maybe what happened here is that... No, because the previous one was a whiff that he punished. It wasn't the block. So, I don't know. That was just a bad choice. Unfortunate, because then everything went downhill for him. But that was really good by Bonchan. The tech, right? He stayed alive. Sometimes you stay alive. It just... That happens. Sometimes the opponent screws up or whatever. Somebody doesn't work out for them. And that is impressive. That he punished... He punished sweep with stand roundhouse? Yikes. I feel like I would have thrown her. Like I would not have killed on that right there. That's very strong. Oh, he didn't spend the EX. He often does. Yeah, I didn't even mention V-skill. That's got to be tough too to deal with that Sagat. You see how desperately he does not want to be in that range. Oh, another bad choice. Maybe spend it? Yeah. Yeah. Dang, that's a big damage punish too. Jeez. She does have trigger too though, and I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a big reversal come back by her. Like we saw Bonchan do. Yeah, just activate. See, there's no projectiles. Okay. Oh. Ooh. Okay, for sure get out of there. For sure get out of there. And as I mentioned, look, a lot of this was Bonchan, as we've often been talking about. A lot of this is Bonchan just like being the best. He punished a sweep with stand roundhouse. Like, okay, that's not something many people are gonna do, but he did it. So while that is Sagat who gets to do that, most humans wouldn't have made that choice. So I don't know if that's like something you can really be like, oh, Sagat just punishes with sweep with stand roundhouse. But this V reversal though, this is important, right? So in this situation, you don't want to throw a tiger shot. You're just gonna bust through. It like doesn't even matter. You want to be very patient. So he's doing almost nothing. What was this that got hit? Stand strong. Whip punish. Stand strong. Block. The block was important. The block was very important. But then this is a good decision. The V reversal. But this is a Sagat thing too. Because this pushes her out there. She's knocked down. Sagat gets control again. That's good. That's a good option for the character. One of the better ones. Oh, man. Why would you do that? Why would you start off with that? Ooh, crush intended. Got her. I feel like Mizuha's going a little wild. Like he went 1,000 miles an hour to start. Oh, no EX to get the finish. Okay, that's it though. He went so fast in the beginning of the first round, and it worked. And while I don't know if that's always his style. I feel like when I've seen him play, it like has been, I guess. But he's trying to replicate that in this round, and it just is definitely not working the same way. I mean, she did dash at the start of a round, but if you expect a dash, there's safer things to do than a Tiger Knee. So I feel like that's a bigger bet than maybe it needed to be. Ooh, that could have been buffered. Yeah, it's just really good defense into offense by Bonchan. And maybe a little bit too wild from Mizuha.
Round 2. Fight.
He walked forward into Hail. The corner carry. The character's good. There's no doubt. Kolin's very strong. The dashes have been so important. Ooh! Oy! Stun. No, it's alive. Probably not gonna work out. Yeah, okay. I like that round. That was a good round. Let's go back here. That was a short round. So it was similar. It was backstep to start. Hail. Walk forward into Hail. I don't really know. Maybe that's better. That as a result, I guess, gives her less frame advantage than if he had walked. If he had just like stayed still. Like where was he? Could he have walked out of it? I don't think so. I think he was kind of stuck. Maybe if he had thought about it, but at this point, like you're not reacting to that until like later, like now, and maybe he just already was walking is what it is rather than walking forward intentionally. So, what are you gonna do? That was a really good challenge. But yeah, there's a lot of dashing forward, and that makes sense. She has great entry tools, right? Jump roundhouse. I think they nerfed it slightly, but it's still super good. She has EX Dandy, right? Well, I don't know what you really call it in this game, but you know what I'm talking about. The backstep special move into moving forward. That's something you really gotta be worried about, I feel. And I feel like that's a constant and implied threat throughout this match, although we haven't often seen it actually go in. V-skill to blow up an attack if Sagat's trying to put up a wall with some button. She's got really good ways in. So that probably is why the dash works as often as it does, because Bonchan is concerned about her approach. So he's like letting in some things, and it's hard to keep control of everything. So yeah, I can see this being tough. Although Bonchan's fighting it, but I can see it being a tough matchup. Got him. That was that jump roundhouse I'm talking about. Oh wow! Look how patient he is right now. Yikes! And he actually took advantage of it. That was really good. Something we saw him do against Rainbow Ball. Actually, now that I think about it. Again, his ability to turn offense or defense into offense is so good. Ugh. Ugh. How many times are you gonna take it? That's the question. Okay. I'm sure he was hoping for a different button. There it is. That's the button he was looking for. Button to get the knockdown. Yo! Wow. Single stand strong? That might be it. No. Oh. And she almost has trigger. Don't give her something to get trigger with. If she blocks anything. Okay. Wow. That's a solution. This is a situation that I feel a lot of people screw up. Right here. Many people would have just done a Tiger Shot. But if she blocks anything right now, she gets one of the best V-triggers in the game. And specifically, like a great V-trigger against a character who wants to throw fireballs. So don't let her have it. If she had if she had walked up and blocked one of these stand shorts, any of that, she gets triggered. He roundhoused. Wow. Wow.
Sagat.
So, Bonchan's so good. Oh my god, he's so strong. What a strong player. Right? It's like it's clear, right? He's like a super good player. But his character, I want to think he's good, and I think he's good in some matchups. And maybe it's that I'm like colored by the matchups that I present against him. Like I'm playing Geef right now. Geef is not good against Sagat. It's tough. It's like it's maybe not like Street Fighter 4 Zangief versus Sagat. Maybe like not quite that bad, but it's not far off. I feel like it's a really tough matchup. As I mentioned before, I feel that Sagat controls, the 1/3 screen kind of range super well, and Zangief is a character who kind of wants to control that range too. Stand Strong lets him do that, right? Stand Fierce, Roundhouse, whatever, buttons, medium kicks. He's got tools. That's a range where I feel like Zangief like should feel like he's in his wheelhouse, right? I mean, up close is his best spot, of course. Like you want to be right next to the opponent. You want to be in command guard range, duh. But if you don't have that, then you want to be in like that footsie's range where you're forward fierce, stand strong. There's a lot of good buttons he has there. But that's a range where I feel that Sagat controls better than Geef. So it may be that my views on the character are like colored by the fact that when I play against Sagat, I'm like annoyed. I'm like, oh, this is tough. But when I use Sagat, which I do sometimes, I often feel that I'm not in a bad spot. But I mean, clearly there are matchups where he is in trouble. Like this matchup versus Kolin, although Bonchan won, man, I really feel like that looks tough. Like him, I guess he lost to both the Chun-Li and the Blanka, didn't he? Both of those matchups look hard to me. The way that it went, even though like they weren't big blowups. Like the Nishiki one went down to like the final decision. Nishiki went for V-trigger 2 mix-up and it worked. And if it hadn't worked, he would have died. Like it was just one way or the other. So that definitely could have been Bonchan. The Chun-Li matchup was a little bit more clearly in Chun-Li's favor, in the Chun-Li player's favor. That was a little stronger. I think it was just 2-0. But that was... Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I think that Blanka and Chun and Kolin all look hard for Sagat. I don't think Ryu looked hard. I think, Ryu is a character you have to take seriously in Season 4. He's not... You don't overlook him now. So it didn't look free to me in any sense, but it did seem like maybe a Sagat win, or like not a loss for sure. Whereas the other ones, yeah, probably. Yeah, so the other ones that I think are really hard for Sagat are, I agree with Ibuki. I think Ibuki's tough. There's a range where I feel that, I mean, it's like the same range that Ibuki beats everybody, right? Like her V skill is still very effective at pulling herself back and then beating things that's moving forward. She still has Air EX Kunai. It's just like one of the best tools in Street Fighter 5. It has been the entire time. And that's, I think, hard for him to deal with. Mix-ups up close. She has good mobility. Like that stuff is, I can see that being hard. I think that Nikali is hard, as I mentioned before. I think his ability to get through, or basically behind, Tiger shots with ground pound is really important. His mobility is really good. He has projectile nullifying approach with the ground special. Great jump in, right? I can see that being a hard one as well, especially in Trigger. Like that's hard for most characters. Nikali and Trigger is hard for most characters, and I can see it being harder for Sagat than for some others. I can see Rashid being bad. Let me bring up a little list of characters here. Yeah, I can see Blanka being bad, like I was talking about. I'm not sure what to think about Cammy. Cammy, I feel like, is probably not as bad as I might. Like, just thinking about it, oh, Cammy, she's great at getting in. I don't know if that really works against Sagat's buttons in the same way. I feel like it might not. But I haven't... Have I seen it? There's so many good Cammys. But I don't feel like I saw Bonchan play against them last season. Maybe he didn't like the matchup. Maybe that's why I didn't see it as much. I don't know. I feel that G does well in the match. Obviously his V skill just beats projectiles, right? In fact, he wants you to throw projectiles. Like, that'd be great. Then he gets more V trigger, and he has 2 of the best V triggers in the game. So he wants that. Throw fireballs at him. He's happy to do that. But on top of that, axe kick beating fireballs is really good. He's got a good jump in. He's got great pressure and great damage. He has not great defensive tools, but that's not very important versus Sagat. Right, Sagat's pressure is not the best, so I can see that being a tough one too. I think that's not as bad as I first thought. I was playing a lot of G at first, and everybody else was playing Sagat right at the time. Like when those two characters came out, everybody was playing one of them at least. So I saw it a lot, and I felt in like the first week I was like, this is a hard matchup for Sagat, definitely. But then as time went on, Sagat can throw tiger shots with better timing and spacing. It's not as easy to just nullify with V-skill. He has good buttons of his own. He doesn't need to be throwing tiger shots all the time. Like I don't feel that he's as assed out as I had first thought, but I still think it's a victory for G. I still think it's a win for G. Who else do you think beats him? I think there's probably other characters too. Do you think Bison's bad for him? Maybe. I guess I could see that. What do you do? Like V-skill to beat fireballs, probably. Probably challenge with Fierce and down Fierce from pretty far, and Sagat's not very mobile, so I can see that being really good versus him. I can see like EX Scissors being annoying for him. I guess I can see like EX Ball into moving forward being annoying for him. I can see that being tough. Yeah. And then what else do we have? I don't know who else I think is like hard for him. I wonder how Sakura is now versus Sagat. Her move speed was always so good, and one of the things that I feel is tougher for Sagat to deal with is good movement, right? If you're a character who wants to control the ground and you want to throw fireballs or you want to like press an occasional button, then excellent mobility is like a hard thing for you. So I can see, I don't know, I haven't seen Season 4 Sakura versus Sagat, but I can imagine that being harder. But I don't know, though. Yeah, Chun-Li I thought was tough. Ken Sagat, I have no idea. Ken Sagat. Maybe hard for Ken? I don't know. I'm trying to think of like Ken playing. Ken is so good. I really enjoy watching his uploads. Although I think that character is like a saltine cracker dry. He's so boring to me. And part of why he's boring is that he has all these tools that you initially think, oh cool, I can run, I can move, I can do EX air dive kick. Like I have all these things. And then it just turns out that in reality, they don't work like that. You can't just do them all the time. So you have to be very patient. You're slow. You're trying to whiff punish. Like I'm not opposed to those things, but like the character is so focused on that. I don't know. It's whatever. Not my cup of tea. But I do like watching Kenpy because he's so good at that. He's so good at the grounded footsies game that it's impressive. So I like watching that. But I don't know. I guess I'd have to see that. That's like probably easier for me to think about how other matches would go than Ken versus Sagat. I can see it being either way, which maybe means I think it's even-ish. I don't know. Did Chris T play versus Bonchan? I really don't remember. It's hard for me to remember matches. I don't know. I'm bad at that. I've always been bad at like remembering who played who and what the score was. Was that Chris T versus Bonchan in SCR? This should be the one.
Going to be Christatarian.
Oh my god, who's talking?
Bonchan. Right. Bonchan, who just defeated XSK Samurai with Sagat. And Christatarian, who beat Storm Kubo with Ken.
Oh, congrats.
Right, and again, it's just been such an epic...
oh yeah, that's right, Vicious commentated.
Throughout this entire day, really. The stories...
Alright, I'm gonna lower that a little bit. Let's move forward here. Alright, fellas. God, what an ugly character. They did him so badly. Although in Street Fighter 4, do you remember what he looked like in Street Fighter 4? He was no Peach. He was no Peach in that game. Alright. So, yeah, like, I'm trying to think about this matchup. I feel like it's probably very slow. I feel like it's probably a very slow matchup. All right, Jeremy.
Bonchan and Sagat.
Just gonna mute it. Maybe it's not slow. I don't know. I feel like it could be. Dang, he whip punished. What was that? The whip punish sweep? Sweep. Ding. Oh, he didn't do EX uppercut. I'm surprised. Yeah, this is more how I imagine it going. Like this kind of slow back and forth. Neither one really has obvious control. That definitely could have been and probably should have been DP by Bonchan. Oh, wow, he did. Did he have trigger? He did. So we saw in the, which one? Ryu matchup that we looked at earlier, that Bonchan did Tiger Shot, then Tiger Shot, and when he saw that Ryu dashed, he activated trigger instantly. But that was on his, different story. Not, I mean, maybe that's what he was looking for here, is what I'm trying to say, but it was a jump instead. Oh, boy! You know, wow, he got him with the run. I honestly don't remember now. Was season 3.5 when they nerfed the damage out of crush counter, or was that season 4? I don't recall. I feel like that's something I should probably know. I don't remember. If that happened in season 3.5, then there probably should have been a different punish from Ken. But I mean, it's whatever. What are you gonna do? Yeah, jump early fierce. It's just a great button. It's such a good jump in. It's one of the better ones, for sure. The unfortunate thing for Ken might be that his V-trigger activation is not just like the raw, I'm ready to go activation. He always moves forward instead, which takes some time. So that might have been, I don't know. I'm sure Chris knows what he's doing. It wasn't 3.5 that he got that got nerfed. Okay. Yeah, jump early fears. But you know, I'm thinking about it. Like, is there another obvious way for Ken to get in? Like, not really. Like, he can run, but that doesn't get you in very often. That's when you're in already, then maybe you can run sometimes, but it's not like, it's rarely like a just approach thing. Yeah, this is more what I expected. Just the slow stuff, ground stuff. Mm-hmm. Bonchan really respects the jump in potential. Yeah, it was exactly what he was looking for. That's why I started to bring it up. When you're at that range, wow, that was a really good punish. When you're at the range that he was, about here, no, a little closer, yeah, like here. Like, this is not a range where you're very concerned about Ken getting in. Even if he dashes here, Ken's not in range for throw yet. So, as Bonchan, I think you're looking for the jump, and I think that was very clear by how he kept backing up slightly. That was a really good punish, though. Oh, it did cross up. That's cool. This corner carry. Okay. Oh, that's stun. Yikes. Oh, is he gonna kill? No. Maybe. Dang. Oh, boy. Yeah, you can see he doesn't want to get ahead of himself. This is a really good play by Chris. Oh, he might die anyway. Yeah. That's going to be scaled like 50%, but it should be enough. Yeah. So, although there have been moments of slow play, there's definitely been more movement than I expected. Oh, bad news. Already in the corner. Dang, he escapes. But Bonchan, has he attacked? I feel like that was his first button he pressed, right? Was there anything before that? Oh, he got crushed. That's right. But this is a very hands-off start to this round. Right. Okay, so the two things he did were basically get whiff punished and then get crushed. And then he was like, okay, I'm not going to press a button for a while. That was good. Ooh, good catch. I don't feel that's going to work on Bonchan very often. Maybe what did work before, but I can't imagine that's a frequent thing. Dang, the fierce. Yeah, that's a good jump in, dude. Well, that's a good solution to that as well. So I wonder why he went with V-Trigger 2. Like, do you think that the armor is very important in this match? Maybe. He waited just in case. Yeah. One thing I really like that Chris is doing is right here. This has come up a couple of times so far, where he's about here, and I guess you could do jump fierce here, right? That's one thing you can do, but this is not a comfortable spot for Ken. Otherwise, this actually might be too far for jump fierce, to be honest. He might be just outside of that range, and it doesn't look like a very comfortable spot. So what you can do instead, and this is classic. This is since forever. This is since Street Fighter 2. You block a couple of times. The fireballs push you out. And now you're at a spot where you can jump kind of freely. Like this is much less of a scary spot. You can't jump. Maybe freely is not the right word because Sagat does have Kara uppercut, so it's, you know, there's a little bit of a risk. But this is not. Well, neutral jump's gonna be fine. Like that's classic. 25 years Street Fighter play by Chris right there. Really good stuff. Oh, nice. Wow. And that's, you know, that's part of why this then pressure works, right? And you see he's willing to do the same thing right here? Absolutely willing to do the same thing. So that's maybe part of why Bonchan did not do the tiger shot, right? Because here it just pushes the opponent back. And that may not have been what Bonchan wanted. He might have wanted that stronger control spot. Yeah, that was good. You don't see that very often. You don't see air EX Hurricane very often, but that was a good use of it. That was smart stuff. That's cool. Okay. That worked the first time. Has it worked since? I don't remember. I don't think so. Oh, yo, he just got dunked. You could see he was pumping for the DP, but... And Chris, I think, was caught off guard, too. He didn't have a combo follow-up. Okay. Ooh, boy. Unfortunate for Chris. That was a good jump timing, but just didn't have the right spot. Really? Some of this is a little curious right here. I feel like this is like not ideal Bonchan play, but he's getting caught by stuff that is like a little weird. But Chris is playing it great. I like a lot of Chris's decisions, both when he's at range like this and also when he's closer in. Look at the willingness to walk in like that. That's not something everybody likes to do. It's scary. It feels scary to do that. EX, yeah. Get the corner carry. Dang, he's still doing it. Yikes, dude. I love it. At first I was critical of it, but now that it's like become a theme and it's working, what can you say? Beautiful. He thinks it's gonna kill? No, it doesn't kill. That's why you do the back throw though. Oh, he did press a button. I was about to say I wouldn't be surprised to see Chris just hang, but he did. Now he's at risk of stun. This might be a big comeback. I don't remember. Okay, yeah, it is. Well, assuming punish, yeah. Got him. That was pretty sweet. Good comeback by Bonchan, but part of that happened because Chris got ahead of himself. So I mean, the more we're watching this because we're curious about how Sagat does versus Ken. Like, what's the character matchup? And it still looks like it's okay to me, like kind of evenish. Although Ken clearly has some good approach tools. There's one. Yup. He also has Jump Fierce. He has Run, which Chris has actually been using consistently. Oh, nice. Saw the counter hit, I guess. Ah! And that one did kill. That was like a pixel. So I can see how Ken gets in. Jump early fierce, patience, and then turn it on, which is the classic anti-zoner strat. Patience, and then all of a sudden you're in there, right? But you can't always be in there. You can't always rush. So that's just gonna get you killed. But to mix up those two timings is the way to do it. Nice. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, man. Chris is playing this so well. He's okay with just throwing throwing fireballs. You gotta jump in sometimes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If it does work, you get big damage and corner carry. And if not, he gets, what is it, 120, 150 damage? Decent, but nothing crazy. Look at that. You see the patience by Ken? Jump early fierce. Okay. That's why it whiffed. Oh, that was a risky V skill. Oh, yo. Literally, I was about to say. Right here, I was about to say. I feel like Chris is getting too intent on jumping. He's getting a little frisky. I'm just looking for Bonchan to anti-air him. Right here, I was going to say that. And then that's when he does low tiger. So, shoutouts to Chris for knowing exactly what was up. Oh, what up, Chris? That's happened a couple of times. The jump early fierce just whiffs over. Kind of weird corner situation. Sweep. Wow, what a choice. Like, that run is working more than I would have thought. Versus Bonchan. He's so good normally at reacting and being ready for things. I don't know. I mean, like I said, you gotta jump sometimes. But I'm surprised that Bonchan doesn't have the anti-air. I feel like there's been a lot of situations where he hasn't done that. There it is, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, I feel like that's... I don't remember how this set went. Like, I don't remember these individual moments, but yeah, that seemed like a bad idea to me, too. Oh, okay, legit. All right. So he's, like, jumped enough. He's done run enough in that situation. Sweep or into run. Crouching strong into run. Walk up, back strong. Like, he's really flummoxed him there. This is really good. Did you? I don't remember. Oh yeah, you guys did play Capcom Cup, didn't you? But that wasn't Sagat, wasn't it? With didn't he play somebody else, Karen or something? I don't remember. Again, that jump early fierce whiffing. So I guess that's one way to deal with it. Ooh. Okay. How many anti-airs has he had? Like, not a lot. Yo. Ooh. Okay, that could have been bad. It was Karen, yeah. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on the match? Here, let's see. I'm just trying to look at what Sagat's matchups are. So I looked at a few other characters earlier, and then people were asking about Ken. So I'm looking at this match because it's one that happened in Season 3, right? But it's like neither character is like super drastically different. So I just figured to look at it. Do you feel that it's a win for Ken? Look at his face. I gotta move on. Okay. Cool. Chris says he thinks it was 6-4 for Ken in Season 3. Okay. What about now in Season 4? I think it's the first wake-up DP, especially Raw without EX. Oh, you think Sagat wins now, huh? Yeah, okay, finally ready for it. But that hasn't come very often. There have not been that many legit anti-airs. And like I was saying earlier, if he gets a DP, it's like some damage. Oof! And if not, then it's the end? Okay, almost. Ugh. What changed that you think it's now a win for Sagat? Like, both characters got changed a little bit, but I wouldn't think that they got changed in ways that like really hurt Ken all that much in the match. It seems like this always goes back to the spot where, yeah, Ken can approach a little bit. Maybe he shouldn't even backdash, right? Like, maybe Bonchan should have just... Like, obviously, it's hard to expect that there's going to be a dive kick right after that. But if he hadn't backdashed, that might have been better for him. Nice. That's a risk, though, right? Was it just buffered? Stand short? Yeah, well, I don't know. I wouldn't put it past Bonchan to react to the counter hit, but it's canceled. It's not a link. Oh, good call. That was... Oh, buddy. You died? Ugh, that's gotta feel bad. You made a cool read and then you die anyway. Now, this is from SoCal Regionals last year. I feel like Bonchan's making Chris slow down a little bit. Because he had more anti-airs finally. Wow, he jumped in. I'm just talking about how Bonchan has finally kind of slowed Chris down. He's had some anti-airs. He's had some counter pokes that have been good. He's buffered into important things like uppercut. Like he's done the work a little bit here. And then he jumps in. What are you doing? I don't know, man. That's a strange choice. EX Tiger knee. That's such a good punish. Okay. And then what was Wake Up Super? Does this work? No, jeez. Probably. Did you try to run up anti-air? And now it's basically activate, right? Like that's what you want. You can't do it freely right here. That's not how the character works, though. You gotta find a chance. Oh, but did he try to walk up grab? I can't believe it. Now he might die? What are you doing, Bonchan? Okay. Okay. Look at this gutsy play. Oh my god. How far did this tall giant try to walk? Because like, obviously, this is a situation where Chris doesn't feel like he can take risks. I mean, you understand. He doesn't have any life left. And when somebody's trying to get in on a defensive character, they're often not looking for that defensive character to like dash in or run in and get a grab. Like that works as a defensive character. Like that mix-up works. But he walked up so far. Look at this! Oh my god! I can't believe. Hey. Anyway, it worked out for him. But that was craziness. Look at this. Look at these eyes. Okay, wow. Like, that character does not move quickly. His walk speed's not great, and he tried to walk from downtown. Oh, let's see. So Chris says that the overhead being -6, yeah, it's punishable. Hurts comeback factor in general. That's everybody, right? It's every match. But yeah, okay. EX Tatsu at EX Air Tatsu at -4. Yeah, Jump EX Tatsu is strong versus tall characters, but its use is limited now. That makes sense. And it takes longer to build V-Trigger because V-Skill meter building got nerfed. Sagat did get buffed, but like I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like those changes, while like, Ken got some nerfs. I mean, yeah. I'm not sure that those like target this matchup. Because a lot of what you're doing, well, I see what you mean about Sagat being concerned when Ken has trigger. Right? Everybody's concerned when Ken has trigger. I get that. But that's a lot of why you're winning, I feel, is more like the jump timings, the walk up stuffing his buttons, the runs, like it's the patience then into offense, right? The classic bulldogging techniques. I feel like those are basically the same, right? Like Sagat has, let's see. Bring up this character. So yeah, I mean he got buffs, but they're pretty minor. His dash is 1 frame faster. He actually got a couple of buttons faster by 1 frame. Oh, the stand around hustle is 1 frame slower even, dang. They buffed and nerfed a couple of buttons. Yeah, fireball pushback reduced. Dang. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He got some changes. I'm not sure that this like directly is like not like major nerfs to the particular matchup. You definitely won't win the fireball game. There's no doubt there. That's not Ken, right? Like I like your usage of it. It's good to. You want Sagat to think about it, right? You're not if he just is throwing. If you guys are just both throwing your projectiles, he's gonna win out. But you want him to think about it as a way to limit his movement and his buttons. I like that. Whew, man. I really like Turkish coffee, but when you get down to the end of it. All right. What a cool little timing. I don't think I've seen that before. Crush counter sweep, down medium kick jump short. That's cool. Looks cool. Like this stuff looks like it'd be the same, right? Like your practical ways to get in and move forward. Ooh, that was good. I mean, I can definitely seeing it. I can definitely see it being. Oh, did you think that would kill? Is this gonna kill? Yucks. No. Dang, just jump around. That's okay. What am I saying? I can see that it is not. If you thought it was 6-4 before, I can see it being not 6-4 because Ken got some nerfs, like you said. That makes sense. I'm just not sure about it switching from like a 6-4 win to a 4-6 loss. That feels like it's like maybe too big. I don't know though. I don't play either of these dudes. Oh, the walk up. He didn't walk all the way. But he takes some risks. You know, I do feel like Bonchan could have played this a little tighter, which is weird because Bonchan is so good and typically does, but I don't know. Oh, you didn't want to take the risk, huh? Dang, that beat that? Jeez. And I don't know how Sagat makes a big comeback on Ken. I feel like there's got to be. Is it about to happen? I don't remember what happened. Am I gonna eat my words right now? Okay, that was good. Ooh, God! Oh, it didn't happen? Is that death? Maybe not. Yeah, I like that setup. That was good. Nice work. You know, like Ken can't just activate freely. I mean, he can, but like he always has to. The dash follow up is just built in, so you need to have a way to be safe. That was really good. That was good, dude. The jump ins. So Chris says that today was a special day where the planets were aligned and every jump worked. Yeah, it did seem to happen more than I would expect versus Bonchan because his anti-airs are usually so good, but I can see how you're walking up and pressing buttons in the way that you did to stop him from doing stuff. You're occasionally throwing fireballs, you're blocking and getting pushed back and then jumping in at safer ranges. I can see that stuff being enough to cause Bonchan to not always look for the anti-air in the way that you kind of expect him to do. Look at his face on the left side of the screen here. So, okay, I guess I can see that in Season 3 being a slight win for Ken. I guess that makes sense. I wonder... So, all right, I almost have to sign off. I got to go do real work in a few minutes. But I started today by trying to look at what Sagat is like in Season 4 by looking at Bonchan plays. These have all been Bonchan matches. And I would like to look at other Sagats, but I just see them so rarely in high level. And I don't see them online often. I don't see them in tournaments often. Even when it comes to Street Fighter V uploaders, like the two channels I've been using, AVC and Carozo, it's basically Bonchan, and it's very rare to see somebody else. So I'd like to see how other people are doing, rather than just looking at Bonchan, who's this amazing player, because it's hard to separate the character from the player if you are only looking at the player. But you know, I can see him having trouble in quite a few matches. I can see that. So while I think that he's really good in some matches, like I was saying before, Geef definitely loses to him. Like there's which is important now because Geef is okay again. Like, Geef is a relevant character again. I think he does fine against Ryu, we saw before. I think there's like quite a few characters where he does well, if maybe not dominant, but well at least. But I can also see him having trouble in several important matchups. Yeah, that's true. Jibbo plays a really good Sagat. You're right. But there aren't many. Hamad plays Sagat, huh? Okay. I can see him being good with Sagat. That seems like a good Hamad character to me. It's like such a fundamentals player. That makes a lot of sense. I would like to see it. I would really like to see more Sagat in Season 4 because I think that he can do it. And if you have... It's not like in Street Fighter 4 where if you had a pocket Sagat, like you're just going to beat the Zangief usually. Like unless it's like a Snake Eyes or Itazan quality Zangief. Even then, a lot of the time it worked. I don't think that it's like that. But I do think that he is strong enough that if you want to play Sagat legit, then you can do it in most matchups. But if you're going to play against like, I don't know, Rashid, Nakali, Ibuki, I can see Bison like people were talking about being good. Like there's some matchups where I can see it being hard. So you're playing for so much money. Like I imagine you have a backup at least. Anyway, there you go. I thought that was pretty interesting. Hey, Chris, thanks for coming in. Good to get your perspective. That was cool. Hey, give me a follow, everybody. I'll be streaming in the morning most days before I get to work. I typically start streaming at about 9 a.m., maybe earlier than that, and I'm always done by 11 at the latest. My time, Pacific time. So if that's a time that works out for you, then come and hang out. Let's talk about games and play video games. All right, everybody. I'm gonna get going. Oh, hey, I'll show that the new hitbox that I built too, the split box. It's pretty sick. I gotta tell you, I'm proud of it.